Alright guys, so today I'm working on the M45 and I found my first problem already with the car. If you guys saw the previous video, I did mention that there was possibly like a coolant issue where it's kind of watery and I wasn't sure why. But after removing this hose right here, that goes right there, this piece is really dirty, so I just started cleaning it up. So I'm going to go through it again. And then this right here is really gunky, so I'll most likely just end up replacing the hose. But that's not the main problem. The main problem is that there's a bunch of gunk in here. Not exactly sure why. Maybe it's because the person was using like water or something to refill it. But right here, we removed the thermostat, and there is just 3 bolts right there. Used an extension, and they're 12 mils to remove the thermostat housing. And right here, you can see that it's pretty much like corroded and just broke off. So let me show you the other side of it. I just fell down right now. Let me see. There it is. So I was just removing it, and this thing is corroded. Like, it started crumbling in my hand as I started removing it. There's a few more pieces somewhere, but some of them were stuck in here, and I had to kind of like fish it out with my hand. I think I got most of it, from all of it already. But yeah, that thing was like broken, just came off. So we'll have to replace this, and most likely we'll have to replace the actual thermostat itself. I gotta look for the part, see how much it is, and I'll probably upgrade to a better one instead of this plastic one, which is why I believe this thing broke, because it's just plastic. It's not gonna hold up fairly good. All right, so just a little bit of an update. I was able to remove this hose. It was just really dirty, so it was on there pretty good, but I'm using like some sandpaper. There's a really light grip because you don't want to make any gouges in here to prevent it from sealing properly again. But you can see that the coolant is still really watery, so I don't think there's any like damage. Usually if there's problems, it'll look really milky from it mixing with the oil. Here's the other side, and this side that had corroded and like broken. So these hoses still look pretty good, so I'll most likely just reuse this, just clean it up. But for this, we obviously need to go ahead and replace it. And then this right here, we're gonna have to drain out the entire coolant system and then refill it, and then just clean this up right here along with this. So just wanted to give you guys an update. Same thing right here, remove this one. Just a bunch of coolant came out, of course, so it looks like everything's fine there. And I kind of feel like the radiator was removed or replaced. It is a little bit wobbly, not sure if it's supposed to be like that. I think it should be more tighter like this side. Maybe there's something that they forgot to put in place here somewhere. But yeah, so far, maybe that's why there was a coolant problem. It was just leaking from there. Because of course, if this thing's cracked even slightly, it's gonna have some drips or something coming out. But you can kind of see that there's something right here, like if it was actually dripping right there. This thermostat should come out. I'm gonna look into it just to make sure, but I'm gonna leave it in there so nothing gets in there for right now. And then we're gonna have to replace the housing because that thing's useless at this point. There's no saving this anymore. So today is about 2 days later since I ordered the parts, and I just got them. And here you can see that we ordered everything from Nissan with the exception of the housing. This one was cheaper and it's only plastic, so I didn't really care about it. I was looking for a metal one, but I couldn't find any, so we're just gonna end up using another plastic one here, and if I ever find like another one in the future, I'll end up replacing it. But I ordered the thermostat for the front, the rear one, which is the smaller one on the left side, this one over here, and here are the part numbers just in case you guys need them. 21200-1LA1A. And then you have the rear one. This one goes by thermostat, and then this one goes by valve AC water or AZ water, 21230-6920A. And then here you have an extra ring that we received that would go on this right here. This one already came with one, so I don't need the additional one, but in case you need the ring itself, it's going to be this one right here, 21049-6 and 220. And then here you have the thermostat housing. I got this one from AutoZone. It was about 12 bucks. And then this over here was about 38. This is 12 bucks. So I spent about, you could say, close to 50 bucks on everything. There's the part number, thermostat housing. It is a perfect fit. I already checked it out, so this has no issues at all. But we're gonna go ahead and start putting everything on. I do want to show you guys something interesting that I noticed with the Nissan thermostat compared to the one that was on the car. Now this one is an aftermarket one. I thought it was the original, but it's not. It has the brand right here, which is an aftermarket one. It's called Motorrad. And the spring load is really weak on this compared to the one on the Nissan one. Like this one, I can't even move it. It's really hard. So I'm sure going with an aftermarket one and having a spring difference is going to cause some problems possibly. So it's always better to go with OEM parts when it comes to the engine versus going with like an aftermarket thermostat. But this one goes in the front. This already comes with a seal. Make sure you have one, of course. And then this one, the one that came on here, was already getting kind of beat up. But you can see that there's a difference when it comes to the thermostat. And then this one's going to go in the rear. I will most likely replace the thermostat in the rear if I need to remove the manifold. So I'm going to try to do the front one, see if everything's good. If I continue to have issues and I need to remove the intake manifold, then I will go ahead and install this one as well. But I'll have it for just in case in the future I need to do it. I already have all the parts available for me to install it. Yeah. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start installing this onto the car, and I'll keep you guys updated on how it goes. Alright guys, so right now we're going to be draining the oil from the car before we start it up. So I'm going to be using the high mileage 5W30, which is what is recommended as Mobile 1. Oil filter right here, SO1010. And these are all the other parts for the thermostat. But I'm going to go ahead and drain the fluid. That way we can go ahead and start the car once we can get the new keys. So let me show you guys right now what I'm doing. So there is the oil draining right there. It's a 14 mil socket. That's how much came out right now. It's quite a bit. This is a 7-quart drain pan, and the car's supposed to have about 5 quarts in there. I'm actually going to tilt the car to its other side right now so we can get as much oil out as possible. So I'm going to move the jack from right there and then start moving it on the other side so we can lift it a little bit higher. I went ahead and remove the oil cover just to remove the pressure in the system. I'm gonna wait for it to drain out a little bit more. It looks like it's sitting right about 4 quarts, and this car is supposed to have, I think it's about 5 quarts and something, almost 6 quarts. But it is sitting at a slant, so it might be just a little bit higher. Yeah, so it's like right at about 4 quarts, which is kind of low. There's the oil filter. It's on the right side of the car. And then on this side is the drain plug. Now we're going to install a new one. We're going to put a little bit of fresh oil in this and then install it back on the car. We're going to go ahead and install the thermostat. So I already placed it in there. But you can see that that little spring thing that's sticking out right here needs to go up. It only goes one way, so you can't really mess it up. If you put it, let's say this way, going the opposite way, it's not going to allow you to pull it back up or twist it. So you need to put it up like this, push it in there, and then you can twist it to the right side, and then it'll stay like that. Now we can go ahead and put our housing on there. Like I mentioned, it is a perfect fit, so we're not going to have any issues with this fitting on there. But I'm going to go ahead and put this end on the hose first, and then we're going to actually attach it on there, and then we'll put the clamp on. There's everything installed. Perfect fitment, no issues at all. Lines up perfectly with everything. Didn't have any issues with like aligning the holes. Put the clamp back on there. Just make sure it's on there tight, doesn't slip off or anything. And then right now we're just topping off the oil. It's gonna take a while for it to go down, so I did put in 5 full quarts, which is this right here. And I might have to add a little bit more, but this is the final result of what like came out. So yeah, about 5 quarts exactly came out, and that's how much I just put in there right now. The car takes about 5.8, I think I saw. So it's gonna be like a little bit more than 5 quarts. So that should be good. But I'll let it sit for a while and then I'll check again later to make sure it's at a perfect level. Alright guys, so we're gonna go ahead and end the video right there. We still need to go ahead and flush the coolant system. So we're gonna like run water through it and then add coolant once we completely flush it out. But I'm having a little bit of issues right now with Copart. They kind of gave me the runaround where they had said that they sent out the key like a few days ago, and now they're stating that they can't find the key for the car. I did talk to a locksmith already. That's going to charge me, I think it's around $200 something to get a new key for it. So I most likely will be going with that route, and it might just have like a coolant issue, so we do need to go ahead and flush it right after we do that. But a lot more videos to come with the M45. I'm excited for this platform. I like it. It's coming out good. It's looking clean. And once we pretty much clean out the engine bay, we still got to do a lot more things to make it look a lot better. But thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.